All right, welcome back.
God, that's
Today,
gross.
today we got a little sports episode. But before we get to that, story time. As you can see, I some mistakes might have been made. Let me just show the camera here. A little, yeah. Uh,
Quite the weekend for you, my friend.
let's start at the beginning of the weekend. The weekend started off good. Friday we went to what is it, MIA Brewery?
MIA Brew House, MIA Beer Company, whatever you
Yeah,
want to
beer
call it.
company, whatever you want to call it.
Mm,
Super fire. Watch the Heat beat down the Bucks game 3. You know
beat
how
the
it
shit
be.
out of them. Not beat the shit out of them, but it was a hell
It
of
was
a
a good game. It
game.
was a good
Fourth
game.
quarter, we started pulling away. The place is rocking. Just aside from the actual like the
It felt
basketball
normal,
portion of
right?
it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, not even getting into like the game itself. Let's just talk about the vibe, like what it was like. And I hadn't enjoyed a sporting event
Mm-hmm.
outside of my house in God, like 7 months. I don't
Yeah,
know, 6, 7 months.
yeah,
And I'm not even talking about going to a sporting event. I'm just talking about just going anywhere to watch it. And it felt relatively normal. Like it wasn't, you know,
yeah. No, it felt super normal. I mean, everyone
I don't
was.
know how to describe it.
No, yeah, it was like we were enjoying some beers. We had some good food. Um, and there was a good amount of people there, social distance and everything. Everything's safe. Good
Nice and
amount of people
safe.
there in every one of their separated tables, and everyone was watching the Heat game. Everyone was super into it. It felt normal and it felt
I think
nice.
I think that that's where the vibe is at. Because I mean, like one thing is watching games at your house, and especially like if you've been watching them alone, like me, you can
Mm-hmm.
only scream and say a bunch of shit alone to a certain extent. Like it's a
Right.
whole different ball game when you're at a place surrounded by other people. There's legitimate like I know you say like home field advantage and shit like that, but there's an energy to watching a game in that kind of environment or like to watching a game at a sporting event. And I think the same shit applies to like when you're at a bar or like at a restaurant watching a game with other people, whether shit is going bad or shit is going well. You feel that shit, and it's different. Maybe I was just drunk, but I was so fucking happy just to be there.
No, it was good. It was nice. It was very,
Wow,
very
man.
nice. We definitely got drunk. I mean, they have some amazing beers there. By the way, if you go there, 10 out of 10 recommend. Hit up Diana. That's our
Yes,
friend,
sir.
works there.
Yes,
Hit
sir.
her up. Beautiful time.
Beautiful time. The food was fantastic. The beer was great. One of them not so great, but that's just maybe because I'm a pussy, but it was a little too strong for my taste. Everything else is fantastic.
No, that beer was terrible.
Sure.
That beer was so bad.
So we tried some shit called the tourist trap or the tourist trapper. I don't know, but it was like 11% alcohol, and for a
Yeah.
beer, that's mighty hefty. It wasn't my favorite beer of the night, but I like to experiment shit. I mean, I know like Lenny only had another one of our boys that was there with us. He was like drinking 305s all night,
Solid beer.
like the sad sack of shit that he is. But
Nah, we like to spice things up.
right. So I was getting a little spicy, getting all over the menu.
The
I got
guava beer, very
the
nice.
guava beer was fantastic. I forgot what it's called right now, but
I
just
don't
just know
remember.
that if it's on the menu and you see some shit with guava, it's there. It's good. It's kind of not it's light. It's like 4.5% alcohol. But it was good, and I think regular beer isn't much stronger than that, anyways. So if you're not much of a beer person, that guava shit barely tasted like a beer. It was kind of like a
It was
I don't
nice.
know, like a fruit cocktail.
All right, so let's get down to the
Yeah,
to
okay, so yeah, that
yeah.
part was fun. That was our Friday night. We were fucking belligerent. We got super fucking drunk. We went back to my house. I think we drank a little more. We were
Mm-hmm.
watching the Lakers game, I think.
Right, right.
It was a good night amongst the lads. We had a good time. It was a casual Friday night. Saturday night, we didn't do shit. I didn't do shit, right?
Nothing.
Nothing,
Nothing.
right? So the thing is that coming into this Labor Day weekend, we already kind of had our plans in motion. We knew we were gonna go hit up the spot on Friday to watch the game with the boys. Saturday was up in the air. There was a lot. You know how you get when you're drunk, you start making up plans. A lot of shit. We made so
Oh
many
man.
plans Friday night, like at the bar and back when
Yep.
we got to my house about what we were gonna do Saturday. Let's just say none of those plans came to fruition. We didn't do
Nope.
shit. But the cornerstone of our weekend was gonna be Sunday Fun Day,
Mm-hmm.
and not just a regular Sunday Fun Day, how we were accustomed to in the past. There are no bars. All that shit is still closed. We were getting aquatic, baby. We're gonna get our sea legs under us. We're gonna hit the fucking ocean, and we did hit the ocean. But the day didn't turn out quite as well for me and you as we may have hoped, and for separate reasons. So I'll let you
I still
lead
had a
us.
good time.
Oh, I think I did too.
No, you definitely had a good time.
I think I had a good time, but as always, I take shit a little too far. So I mean, I'll let you kind of like intro us into, you know, what our Sunday morning led up to.
So, you know, Sunday morning, wake up, ready for the boat, ready to go.
Anxiety on 10.
Yeah, we hit up the bakery, we get some nice little breakfast. We're chilling, get some coffee, pull up to the marina. Boat
you know
picks
how I
us
know
up.
my day was gonna go to shit? Even, you know, now you mention it. As soon as I spilled coffee on my jersey,
we should have known.
I should have known that something terrible was gonna happen to me.
We should have fucking known.
So we're pulling up to the marina. Everything is going well. We didn't know if there was gonna be parking or not. You know how shit gets. There was parking. We're chilling. Jose hits a minor speed bump. My coffee flies all over my Dwayne Wade jersey.
White Dwayne Wade jersey, by the way. White
Dwayne Wade jersey, yes. At that point I was too excited to go in the water to really give a fuck, but I was pissed.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll get over it. Eventually I'm gonna get in the water, I'm gonna take my shirt off anyways. But that was a major like foreshadowing to how terrible things were gonna get. So yeah, we get to the marina.
Right. So we get to the marina, boat picks us up, we're chilling, we go to the spot. Unfortunately, the spot was closed. Cops pull up. Oh, you can't be here. You have to go deeper in the water. Blah, 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 whatever. So we leave to another spot, chilling. We finally meet up with who we're meeting up with. Everything's chilling, right?
That's what you would think.
And then, no, everything was fine. Then this is where everything goes downhill. I go to another boat. I go to sit on the front of the boat, right? To jump off.
Said aquatic craft.
Yeah, I go to sit at the front of the boat to jump off, but I guess since my shorts were wet, or I don't even know exactly what the fuck happened. But if I fall back, when I fall back, like any normal person would do, you try to brace yourself like this, you know, try to stop yourself. Yeah. So when I try to stop myself, elbow snaps.
Well, you didn't know your elbow snapped.
Well, no, I figured because I felt the crack, but my thinking, I didn't think I broke it. I thought I dislocated it. Because, like, when I grabbed it, it cracked again. So I was like, oh, I just dislocated. I popped it back into place. It's just super sore now, right?
Right.
That's what I thought. But obviously, that wasn't the case. Now I know. I unfortunately fractured my elbow.
You fractured your elbow. Now, I want to... This is a lot to take in, but we have to do this in pieces.
By the way, how I felt was funny as fuck.
I'm sure it was, but unfortunately, I was not there to witness it. So what I want to do is I want to kind of repiece all the evidence and put things back together. My first question for you, because we haven't even discussed this in depth, around what time did this go down? Because I have no concept of time Sunday.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Okay, I know we got to the marina, I think at 10. Or were you earlier than that?
Yeah. But
we were in the water at like 10-ish.
What time we pulled up to that place?
Maybe noon, a little bit before noon, perhaps.
Maybe after.
So you're saying that this happened like right when we got to the new spot, or had a little bit of time?
No, a little bit of time. If I had to guess, maybe it happened around 3.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because I lost notion of time at some point between.
That's what I want to know. What happened? Because when I came back, when I made my way back to where we originally were,
I was belligerent.
You were in shambles.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, because 1 second you were fine, and then the next you were done for.
You see, the thing about me is that I don't know how to explain it. I think the atomic makeup of my body just doesn't agree with the shit that I do, because I have no in-between. I have 3 stages, basically, right? I'm either sober as tits, fucking belligerent, or complaining how I can't get drunk.
Okay.
Like, those are my 3 stages of life.
Right.
I'm either sober, which, I mean, I don't always drink, but I do enjoy a good beer or 2. Belligerently drunk. And I hope I'm not an annoying drunk, but I get fucking belligerent.
Yeah.
Like, I start fucking saying shit.
You just.
I'm a good time.
Yeah, you're a good time.
You know? Whatever. So, at some point between when we were at the sandbar before the Federales rolled up to kick us out, we had been drinking mildly, nothing crazy.
No.
A few claws,
A
perhaps.
couple
I don't even think I had
Coronas.
opened up the tequila yet.
No.
I may have drank maybe 4 or 5. That may be a stretch. Less. 3 claws? Would you give me that? 3 or 4 claws?
3 or 4 claws. Not much.
3 or 4 claws when we were at the sandbar before the Federales rolled up. So at the sandbar, I was fine.
Yeah.
I was good.
Even at the other spot, you were fine.
At the other spot, I was
around
fine.
the time that I left the boat and a little bit after I came back.
The fucked up
you were
part
done for.
is that between you almost severing your arm in half and me almost drowning, there is a black space that I cannot fill. So this is what I'm trying to piece everything back together. So we leave my watercraft. Said watercraft we arrived in, we ditched that popsicle stand. We jump over to the other watercraft and we're vibing, right? At this point, we bring out the tequila.
Yes.
Okay. We take 1 shot of tequila. I believe it was a bottle of Milagros.
Yes.
Fantastic tequila. Doesn't break the bank. Shots all around. Everyone takes a shot. And I personally do not remember taking another shot, and I don't think I did. So my one
after that one shot, you had to have.
Well, see, I don't remember.
You must have. Yeah, you must have.
Well, I don't recall. In my mind, in my heart of hearts, I took 1 shot of tequila, right?
Okay, you did.
I take that shot of tequila.
Right.
I vaguely remember discussing random shit here and there. I know my brother was like riding around on the jet ski. I think they left.
They left to go pick up your uncle.
Okay, so my aquatic craft and my brethren ditched us, which is fine. We were vibing anyways. Once they leave, I vaguely remember maybe drinking a couple Coronas here and there. 2 or 3 Coronas. Did you see this?
Coronas,
so you were still there.
Yeah, we definitely cracked Coronas.
When the fuck did you decide I'm going to get off this boat and I'm going to swim to the next one?
Someone had told me to go with them. I'm almost positive.
Which I think you swam because it wasn't like
no,
right there.
I did swim, yeah. Well, it was right there. It was just a swim away. I swam right there. Chilled on the boat for a little bit. Then when it was time to leave, I went to go jump off, and that's when it happened. Well, not jump off. I was sitting on the
before this, see, because now my memory's coming back to me. We jumped off first boat.
Yeah.
Boat number 1, we climbed up and we threw ourselves off. I remember everyone doing that.
Yes.
You were a part of this as well.
Yes.
So up until that point, everyone was fine and sober.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not sober, but everyone was
not sober, but yeah.
So my thing is, I don't know.
I don't know where you went downhill.
Exactly.
I can't pinpoint the exact moment where you went downhill. I have no idea.
The problem is that you went MIA, and I lost my wits at some point between whatever o'clock you left the boat and whatever o'clock you returned. But the funny thing is that I don't remember anything in between, but I do remember you coming back.
And you thought I dislocated my shoulder.
Because someone was like, oh, Jose slipped, and I think he hurt his arm.
Yeah.
And I'm cracking the fuck up because I'm belligerently drunk. I'm like, yeah, okay. What the fuck could he possibly have done to his arm?
No.
And then I see you getting like towed back on like some sort of like were you on like a tube?
I don't remember.
You were on like you weren't just floating back because I don't think you could swim. So I think you came back on like a floaty or some shit and someone was helping you back. And I was like, oh shit, maybe he actually is hurt.
No, yeah, definitely was.
And then I remember you getting back on the boat. You sat down, and me in my belligerent state of mind, I'm like, oh, don't worry, Pops. I'm going to pop that shit back into place. And I'm grabbing your fucking shoulder, and I'm yanking on that bitch. Like if you dislocated, you're playing flag football, and I'm just trying to put it back in place. And at that point, like your adrenaline must have been kicking in because you were just kind of flailing around.
Yeah.
And I was, after I figured out,
it like, didn't hurt until we left, until they picked us up to leave.
You see,
that's when it started to hurt.
And then I don't remember how much time elapsed or what happened in between from when you got back to the boat, which I remember being drunk as fuck at that point.
Yeah. And then
I was
shortly after that,
I went way overboard to that.
Yeah. Shortly after that, you took a light nap.
Shortly after that, apparently I was like on like the edge and people thought I was going to drown, but I was big vibing in my own way.
Yeah.
The point is everything went downhill in a matter of 30 minutes.
Maybe I don't know.
We missed the Heat game. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
We couldn't watch it to begin with.
We couldn't watch it, but I was past the point of no return. I remember at some point being propped onto my original watercraft.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I end up back on my boat that I came in.
It was hard. It was a mission.
So I heard. I also heard that they sent my brother on the jet ski to pick me up.
And
he looked at me and he said, "I'm not taking that second shit with me."
Yeah.
Apparently he wasn't up for the mission that it was going to take to get me on the jet ski and take me back. So
it was going to be hard.
He called for the boat. I get put on the boat. I remember just floating seamlessly. So I was probably like laying down somewhere on the boat.
You were laying on the front of the boat, just sleep.
Just vibing. Okay, see, I'm good. I remember very drunkenly getting off the boat.
And don't ask me what, but I remember we were cracking the fuck up.
Well,
I don't know I don't remember what it was about, but I remember us getting off the boat and just dying laughing.
And here's the thing. So at that point, once I remember seeing like some of my family members, and I was like, when the fuck did you people get here? That's irrelevant. Whatever they were doing, that's none of my business. But so we get to your car, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You drive us back home, which my question the next morning.
I didn't drive us back home.
Who drove us?
I was going to try to drive back home, but I couldn't turn because of my arm.
So who drove us home?
Your brother, Alan.
Okay, so Alan did come back with us. See, I had no concept of Alan being in the car.
Yeah.
All right, so Alan drives us back home in your car.
Mm-hmm.
We get to your house, and I remember you speaking on the phone.
No, we get to your house.
My house.
Yeah.
You were on the phone, I'm assuming, to get your parents to pick you up and take you to the hospital because you shot
right,
your
yeah, because
elbow.
I couldn't drive, yeah.
Okay. Now, my thing is that I'm just trying to piece things together so we can end this story.
We
get into my house, and I remember you telling me some shit, and I was like, yo, I don't know. I'm going to get in the shower. If
I was asking you what you were going to do. I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you going to I'm going to
get in the fucking shower.
Or what are you doing, Paul? So I could know, so I can leave you safe before I left.
And I was like, yo, don't worry about it. I'm in the shower.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to hop in the shower. I was like, all right, bet. They're on the way to pick me up. That's it.
I do remember you telling me, yo, I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And I was still in the shower. I don't know how much time I spent in that shower. I was still fully clothed. And by fully clothed, I mean I was in like my beach shorts still.
Oh, you got in the shower with your beach shorts?
Yes. That's what I'm telling you. Like at some point I wake up and the water's cold as fuck and I'm still in my beach shorts.
Oh, so you fell asleep in the shower?
Yes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So at some point, I remember getting, obviously at that point, I showered correctly. Right. And then I got in bed and I knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And it couldn't have been past like 8 p.m. Because what time did we get back home?
I left you like at 6-ish.
I may have come back to like my recollection just judging by some random text messages that I sent around 7:30 to 7:45 that I was cognizant at that point.
Okay.
By 8 p.m., I was out like a light. I wake up the next day. Mind you, I didn't bother putting on boxers. So I woke up naked, just as I was born into this earth.
Okay.
I couldn't find my sandals, which led me to believe that I walked to your car barefoot.
They were on the boat.
Okay. So I padasusied my way to the car after we got off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find my Heat jersey, which had a coffee stain.
No idea where that was.
So that's no, I found it today.
Okay.
And today's Wednesday.
Oh.
This is Sunday.
Nice.
And I couldn't find my hat, which was also upsetting because that hat was a gift. I also found the hat. So that means that when I got off that boat, I didn't take anything.
No.
So
I tried to find your stuff, but honestly, I found one of your sandals, and then someone told me, you know what? Just fuck it. We'll get it all to him. It's all here. It's all here somewhere on the boat. I was like, all right, bet. So I took it just like that.
They were probably just trying to get rid of me. Let's get this fucking guy off this boat and away from us. So yeah, I ended up retrieving my sandals. I spent all Monday in bed recuperating because hangovers don't hit the same when you're 25. Well, 26 now.
No. It's as
they did when you're 18.
Now, when you're hungover, to be honest, at this age.
Yeah. So Monday was terrible. I was in bed all fucking day.
I imagine.
I bought a box of pizza because that's like the only thing that ever really like sobers me up.
Yeah. Makes it all better, to be honest.
I have a solid game plan for when I'm hungover. Aside from the fact that you have to feel like shit, obligated, you have to feel like shit for like an hour or two.
Yeah,
it's just the pain you have to go through for being a dipshit, and I endure the pain. I woke up the next morning at like 7 a.m., right? And I decided to start watching movies. I saw like 2 films before noon.
Oh, nice.
No, not nice, because I was
What'd you
hungover.
watch?
I saw Pineapple Express,
Solid.
and I saw another Seth Rogen film. What else did I see?
The interview, perhaps.
I did see the interview, but that was afternoon. I saw 3
Oh,
movies throughout the whole day. I saw something
okay.
else before
You're
that
on the
one.
Seth Rogen
I
grind.
was on the Seth Rogen like rabbit hole.
See if
Fuck, what
Seth
did I
Rogen
watch?
can make you feel better.
I don't know what the fuck I saw first. I think I liked it though.
I mean, I would hope.
At some point we'll revisit and I'll tell you what I watched.
Right,
but the point
right.
is that after the like 1 to 2 hours of feeling like shit that I got my pizza, I took a nap. And those 2 things need to go hand in hand.
Yep.
You need to eat something nice and fucking greasy.
That's
and you
typically
need to go
how
back
it
to sleep.
goes. What now at this age when I'm hungover, it's like you wake up early, you get something to eat, you go to sleep. When you wake up again, you're perfect.
Good to go.
You're perfect.
Which is what happened. I took like a 2-3 hour nap. I woke up. It was like 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and I felt fucking golden. We did our fantasy draft, and we went out on about our Monday.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's just a quick story on how our Sunday fun day turned upside down. Because I think we still had fun.
I still had a good time. It was a even if I broke my elbow, I'm really not even like obviously it sucks that I broke my fucking elbow, but it was still a fun time. I'd rather break my elbow like that than fucking I don't know some other stupid ass way.
I just wish I could remember more of it because I think I had fun and there's like pictures floating around somewhere. So whatever.
Yeah. So just to put a bow on that story, elbow is broken. Did a CT scan today. Might need surgery. I'll keep the podcast posted on that. So we'll see what's up.
Was it worth it?
Oh yeah, I had a good time. I'm really not even mad about it.
You're not stressed about the elbow?
Nah, I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's whatever.
I mean, to be completely honest, it's no one's fault but yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And not even yourself. It's just a freak accident. You slipped.
Yeah, it's literally like, what are the chances of me breaking my fall? And it wasn't even that high of a fall, and I break my fucking elbow.
And it's some shit where like you've broken.
It was literally a freak accident.
Everyone's broken their fall that exact same way a million times. You do that when you're playing basketball. You do that when you fell off. Like when you fall off a chair.
It was literally a freak accident. There was nothing I could do to stop it. You get me? There's nothing I could have done differently.
It's just a good story for the kids in the future.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the good stuffs. So the Miami Heat in 5, baby. Heat in 5. First Eastern Conference Finals since 2014. I had it against 6. I believe you had it against 6 also.
I may have said 6 or 7, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let's.
Well, first of all, yesterday's game may have been one of the most stressful experiences of my entire life.
So stressful.
I don't know if it's like the fear. I think there's a certain amount of fear that goes into this team that didn't really exist with the big three, because the big three were so much more obviously better than most of the people we played. We were fucking dominant most of the time. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And at any given night, you had 3 future Hall of Famers touching the ball at all times. If it wasn't Wade, it was Bosh. If it wasn't Bosh, it was LeBron, and vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sure, we had some stressful games. Indiana, Boston, Dallas, San Antonio, all that shit.
But there was never doubt, to be honest.
I get it. Yeah, exactly.
Only against those Spurs teams, to be honest.
It always came down to that. It's at the end of the day, we felt that one way or another, we were going to pull those games out.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, fuck it. We're going to get it somehow. This Heat team, we're not the most talented team in the league.
I think it's because now we are the underdog, you know?
Yeah.
That has to be it, right? The fact that we are the underdog, even if we're up 3-0, we're up 3-1, whatever the fuck, at the end of the day, we're the underdog. And this Bucks team was the number 1 seed. They're on pace to win 70 fucking games. Like, they're not scrubs. Let's be honest. We just outmatched them.
And that's my thing. So throughout the series, like, and we had to come to terms when we watched the game on Friday that we were going to lose game 3, because we were like, bro, this team is good. If they're going to win a game, it's going to be this one, et cetera, et cetera. And they were putting it to us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we catch fire and we're like, holy shit, we're really up 3-0. Once you go up 3-0, there is like a little bit of you that's like, okay, no one's ever done this.
Yeah, this is over.
It's like, this is over. But then you get game 4, and it's like one of those loopy bullshit games where it goes into overtime. We get fucked by the refs again, et cetera, et cetera. Giannis doesn't even finish that game, and they still win. And it's like, even though you're up 3-1, there is still plenty fear. At least in my heart, I had fear. Because, like, if we lose this game, I'm literally going to fucking shit myself. because I cannot go through every game thinking, what if we're the one team that loses after being up 3-0? And that I lost more hair in the past.
I'm bald already. So
I mean, I'm already almost there. So imagine me. So this wasn't good for my health or for my personal looks. But holy shit, man! Once the game was like, it wasn't even like done until literally the last couple seconds, because these fucking assholes, they kept, like with the fouls and the fucking turnovers and this and that. Holy shit, man! This is the most stressed I've been for a series as far as I can remember. Maybe equivalent to the Spurs series in 2013.
Yeah.
And a couple of the Pacers series, which it was legitimately like in doubt. But in the past like 6 years since LeBron left, this is the most significant playoff series I think we've been a part of.
Oh, honey, that's without a doubt. I mean, we can touch on yesterday's game. I mean, Jimmy was playing like shit. I think he had 4 turnovers in the first quarter. In the matter of like, it was like 5 minutes.
That first
he was just turning over the ball. Like, I mean, everyone was, but specifically Jimmy. Jimmy had like 4 in the first quarter. And I was like, oh, they're
scared.
They're just coming out flat. Like, what the fuck is going on? When Jimmy, the guy's supposed to be our best player, you would think he would be in the most control. When he's doing that, you get nervous.
I think Twitter was in a fucking frenzy. Twitter was going crazy after that first quarter. And then one of the most important points of that game, I think, was the second quarter about to start, and they pan over to the interview with Spo. And it's like he read everyone's mind. He's like, I get it. He's like, I know what everyone's thinking. I think because even he felt it. Yeah. Like in the first quarter, like the camera would shift to him, and you can see that he was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
We're fucking up, and it's bad right now, right? But then, and he helped everyone kind of relax and understand, like, I mean, they're nervous because they really want to win this game, and they want to finish it today. And you can see that. But wow, that first quarter was a sight to behold.
I mean, ultimately, he only had 14 points, but Tyler Hero was the most important player.
Tyler Hero,
he did everything.
The most composed, at least.
He slowed the game down. He made the right fucking passes. I mean,
he made the big shots.
I mean, you can't, bro. This kid is 20, man. That's fucking ridiculous.
Fourth quarter, we were on the Tyler jerk wagon. Everyone on Twitter was riding the fuck out of his dick, and rightfully so. I mean,
rightfully so, yeah.
Jimmy looks scared every time we all love Jimmy and we all love what he's done, but he had a fucking bad game.
He did.
He had a bad game, and I don't understand why. It wasn't even like at some points, like I feel like most of the Heat fans on Twitter and like most of us would agree, Jimmy, just fucking shoot it, man. If you're gonna miss.
He does it all the time, bro. All the time. And I hate when he drives and then
he turns around.
He has the layup and he passes it out. It's like, Jimmy, just take the 2, man. You have the layup, just take it.
And he gets fouled nonstop. Just fucking put it up.
Chances are you're gonna hit the layup or you're just gonna go to the line.
And there was like a 12 to like 20-minute stretch. It almost spanned like 2 entire quarters where it was nothing but Jimmy getting the ball and immediately looking to give it to someone else.
Yep.
Like he would look like he was going to drive and he would fucking turn around, take it right back out to the key and give it to someone else. It's like, bro, we're not going to get anywhere like this.
It got to the point in the fourth when it was coming down to it. I was like, I don't want anyone to touch the ball. Let Tyler run the offense.
Because he would actually do something with it.
I was like, just let Tyler run the offense. Let him find the open man. Let him take the shot. I don't give a shit. I want the ball in Tyler's hand in this game.
And what you said is important. Like, he only had 14 points, but people that were watching the game, to us, it felt like he had 1,000,000 points.
Yes.
But it was because he was doing everything. He was handling the ball. I mean, all the like 2 possessions with the passes to Bam, the easy baskets when we fucking desperately needed to score. The fucking 3-point shot in transition. The middies, it was everything. The block, like he did everything.
The fact that they almost called a foul on that block was such bullshit.
No, the bench really
Thank God they
bailed us out.
That. Yeah.
The bench bailed us out.
Tyler was a team high plus 23 guy. I mean, come on.
Big shouts out Tyler Hero. Most importantly, big shouts out Kelly Olynyk, played some fucking huge minutes.
Yes.
When Bam was kind of flip-flopping and was doing the same shit Jimmy was doing, basically. He wouldn't do anything. He would just pass it.
Yep.
And believe it or not, Kendrick Nunn played some fantastic fucking minutes.
He had solid minutes. He did.
So props to him because everything that was said in the first round series, where like we may need you, ended up being true, and it was important.
Yeah, he had some solid minutes the whole series. I mean,
Even though his shot still wasn't really dropping, he did hit an important mid range shot. He was driving, he was getting in the lanes, he had some good assists, he played great defense. Say what you want, good minutes.
yeah. The most important thing to take away from this series is we never had a Duncan game.
Game 4 that we lost, he had 20 points. That's it.
Yeah, but this wasn't an amazing series, Miles. Let's be honest.
And realistically speaking, the only team
I feel like we never had a
no, we didn't have the Duncan game. We didn't
crazy
have
good game where
the
everyone
8
is playing
three-pointers.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We never had that game, so you have to think it's coming.
I may be speaking out of turn here because I don't really, off the top of my head, I don't remember our games specifically against Boston or Toronto. But I don't think any team defends the perimeter quite as good as the Bucks do. So I think if we're gonna get a Duncan game, it's gonna be in the next round. It has to be, right? They're not gonna shut.
Might.
I mean, or maybe it's like, okay, he didn't do shit this round. Let's kind of ease off him a little bit and let's focus more on other players. And then Duncan pops off because it wasn't even that he wasn't.
I mean, they did do a good. The Bucks did a good job.
He just wasn't open like all fucking series. He had nowhere to shoot.
Yeah.
When he did get open, he would shoot, and I don't think he was atrocious. I don't think his field goal percentage was terrible. It's just he couldn't put them up.
All right, so we gotta talk about it. You saw Giannis's post-game comments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one? The one about home field or the other one?
We're gonna get to. Okay, let's get to that first. Don't be that guy, Giannis. Come on. Everyone's playing in the same situation, pops. Come on.
I'll say this. And although I think it's a bitch thing to say, I don't think it's completely removed from the reality of the regular playoffs. And I think me and you touched on this in one of our other episodes, conversations, where we felt like maybe the Miami Heat are really built for the bubble and for this scenario here, and that we think that this exact Heat team, this exact moment that we're living through right now, may not have been entirely possible if we're under regular playoff circumstances and we're flying out to Indiana, we're flying out to Milwaukee, whatever. For one reason or the other, like we can't really pinpoint it. We're not basketball players. We don't know what that's actually like.
Right.
But home field advantage is a thing. It exists.
No, it definitely is.
It exists. But home field advantage is something that, what does it separate? A game 7, right? Like, at least to me, like, when does that shit really fucking matter? One game. Like, for all the marbles. Yes. But in a series that you're down 3-0, or in a series that you lost in 5, home field didn't do shit for you. You guys were going to get fucking clapped no matter what. Would they have been able to squeak away a game or two in Milwaukee? Probably. Yeah. But I think you still lose.
I asked you Friday, I was like, so going into game 3, if this was normal circumstances, what would it be? And we all agreed it was going to be 1-1.
1-1, probably.
Yeah, it probably would have been 1-1.
We've all seen enough fucking basketball to know that it exists. Like, there is a thing. It's travel and all that makes a difference on everyone. Whether it's on injuries, when players are flying out and they have certain injuries that, on airplanes it gets worse, or whether it's rest, fatigue, whatever. But the ultimate equalizer, and this is something, that's why I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, it's still something, a bitch thing to say. Every single team and every single player is playing under the same circumstance.
Yep.
The playing field is leveled. What you're talking about is an added advantage, or like a plus, that you shouldn't need when you're the number 1 team in the league. If you're as good as you guys claim you are, you should beating the fuck out of everyone.
They were the favorites to win the title, I mean.
Exactly. So if you're the Indiana Pacers and you want to talk about, home court would have helped us, yeah, sure.
I mean, the Sixers. I get it. The Sixers were amazing at home.
Yeah, like shit like that matters. But when you're the Lakers, the Clippers, the Bucks, the Celtics, home field doesn't matter. You guys are vastly superior. That's
just facts. And to kind of like, I love that I saw this today because it kind of proves our theory that we're built for this. Pre-bubble, the Heat were 27-5 when they didn't have to travel for games.
When the playing field is even, the dogs come out. That's what it's.
Come on, man. I mean,
dogs come out.
It makes sense.
Built for it.
Yeah.
And say what you can put an asterisk on the season. You can say whatever the fuck you want, whether you think it's an advantage or disadvantage, whatever. This season has been difficult one way or another. But what they're doing is one of the greatest. I mean, I feel like I'm writing their dick a little too hard here, but No one expected this to happen.
No one. I mean,
We were
I'm
looking at
sure
the
you
poll
saw
yesterday.
the tweets. I mean,
2%,
2%,
2.9%.
2.9% chance to make the Eastern Conference Finals, and now we're fucking here. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Call it whatever you want to call it, whether it's the luck of the bubble, the restart, people taking 6 months off, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It doesn't take away from the fact that we demolished the Pacers. We beat the shit out of the Bucks, who were the number one team in the entire league, not just their conference, in the whole league, and who a lot of people picked to win the title.
Yep.
And we beat them. And again, that doesn't
MVP,
mean that we're the best team in the league.
Defensive Player of the Year. I don't want to hear that shit that he got hurt. They decided not to make him game 5.
They were down 3-0. They were down 3-0
before he got hurt. Get the fuck out of here with that. I mean,
putting all this shit aside, and this doesn't mean that the Miami Heat are the best team in basketball, because it's not true.
No.
Talent-wise, we are not.
I mean, we agree. We're scared of the Celtics, right?
Consensus-wise, that's the scariest team remaining, other than maybe the Clippers.
Right. Okay.
Because I think that we in a perfect world, I think that we would be able to beat the Raptors, and I think that we would be able to beat the Lakers, because I don't think the Lakers are that good.
Yeah, I agree also.
But if the Celtics and the Clippers are hitting, I think they do easy work with us. Yeah, but that's not the point. Point is that one game at a time, one matchup at a time. No one expected us to be here. No one thought that they were good enough to get here. Even we doubted them at some points this season because they were struggling and they played like shit. But all the moves that led us to this point, magnifique.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, we have Pat and we have Spo, bro. Those two guys together, and I don't want to discredit Andy. Andy's the fucking cap master.
I am the cap master.
Yeah, you. Andy Ellisberg, fucking the GOAT at all that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we just have one of the best front offices, and we have, to me, the best coach in the league. I mean.
And that kind of shit matters when you're in a condensed environment. And again, it just goes into more and more how the bubble was, like, made for the fucking Heat.
Yeah.
It's like, when you're in a condensed environment, you put the players in a place where they can succeed. The whole team we got rid of the people that would have not succeeded in this kind of environment last year. And we put a team in place that was all for it, no matter if they were playing, not playing, injured, whatever the fuck. Everyone is there and everyone is ready to do what they have to do.
Exactly.
Specifically, I guess that's for like Kendrick Nunn and Myers Leonard, who were starters all year and then scrapped.
Exactly.
I'm fucking hyped, man.
No, I'm super fucking excited. Now I need that Boston and Toronto series to go to 7. But before we even get into any of that, that's all for another episode. Let's put a bow on this series with the other side of Giannis's post-game comments. So he was saying how he hopes he can build a culture in Milwaukee that can compete for years for a championship, that he hopes they can run it back next year, blah, blah, blah. That a lot of people run from it and he runs through it. If you don't sign the Supermax this offseason, then you're leaving. We both agree, right? What would be the reason not to sign it?
You're asking me what I want to happen or what I think is going to happen?
No. I'm just...
Because we can separate my fandom from what I've experienced over the years as watching basketball and seeing trends and shit, what I think is more likely to happen.
I think we're both on the same. I think we're both on the same side of what is most likely to happen is that he stays, right? But the problem is, if he does not sign that Supermax this offseason, then he has to be leaving.
But here's the thing with the Supermax, and what's the only player we've seen not take the Supermax?
Kawhi.
Anthony Davis didn't take it,
and Kawhi.
But Anthony Davis as well, or his Supermax is coming up now?
I don't think he got the Supermax now
because he already left his team. He had to be with
the Pelicans.
Okay, so Kawhi was the one that turned down the Supermax, or he didn't do it because he left.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah,
there's not that many people.
The people that have been eligible for Kawhi and AD, and they both broke out. So
I know there's not that many people that have been eligible for that monstrosity of a contract and turned it down.
Right.
But we've seen in the past players of that caliber when they're trying to like goad their teams or when they're playing like cat and mouse, where like, you guys better get me some help. And I think the prime example is LeBron when he spent I don't know if you know if he's still doing this. I think he is. Those years of the 1-1s What is preventing
No, he
Giannis from
signed a
doing the
full.
1-1?
He signed a full 4 with the Lakers. So
But before that, he had been doing the
yeah,
1-1 for a
with the
little while.
Cavaliers, but that's just trusting. I don't think he trusted the Cavs.
But that's what I'm saying. So if Giannis is like of the mindset where like I don't have a problem staying here, which everything he said indicates that. They certainly have tried to get him help. Chris Middleton, I don't think anyone can say Chris Middleton is bad by any means. Chris Middleton is a baller. Is he worth a max contract like they gave him? Perhaps. That's a conversation for a different day. They've helped him. They need to get him more help, maybe, but they were a good team. They just fucking choked. So now it comes down to, does he trust them enough to go for another full 4 years? But even then, let's say he does take it. There's nothing stopping him from saying, okay, 1 year, another early bounce, trade me.
Right after he takes the Supermax, after a year, trade him. That's not going to happen. You can only do that shit when you're like on the AD deal, when you're like 2 years away from free agency. But when you're 3 years, nah. I don't think it'll work. But either way, I mean,
I don't think he leaves.
I don't think he leaves either. I don't think he leaves.
As a fan of basketball, I want him to stay.
I do too. To be honest, I do too. I think that he will be perfectly fine even if we don't get him. To be honest,
I think even if he were to hit free agency, I don't think he would come here anyways. And that
because we've talked about
back to my theory.
Better fits.
Yeah, there's better fits, and also I don't think that him as a person, I want to believe he's in like that Kobe mold, and I think that he takes this loss to the heart, and I don't think that he is of the same spirits as one Kevin Durant, where he'll get bounced in the playoffs and then go join them. Yeah. I don't think he would do it personally,
even though it was a year separation, because next year it might be different. Maybe we don't play them in the playoffs, but still I agree.
Them. And we started this.
This is like the defining like moment. You get me? For them,
this was their year.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone agrees that if they were going to win, it was going to be this year.
Yeah. So of course, I mean, I think he stays even more so because I think they're going to do something crazy. I think
they're going to get Chris Paul.
That's what I think too. It's the smartest thing. Go get Chris Paul. Do whatever you can to go get Chris Paul. Oh, I think they would be. I mean, a Chris Paul and Giannis pick and roll. That's like,
it's beautiful, and automatically you're getting a boost in the playoffs because Eric Bledsoe forgets how to play.
I mean, he just sucks on offense too, though.
He's not the best offensive player, but he's a fantastic defender.
He is.
But even then, like yesterday, I think he was like 1 for 12. There were certain points in the game. Was it a game? I don't even think the game.
I have it right here. I can tell you actually exactly what he.
There was points in the game where Kendrick Nunn
2 for 12. Yeah,
2 for 12. Kendrick Nunn was the designated defender on him, and we would have Kendrick double anyone because we were leaving.
They were treating him how people treat Ben Simmons.
Yeah, it was like, okay, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, okay, yeah, he can't shoot. He doesn't have the best shot, but he's a monstrosity on the drive. Just take that shit in and dunk it.
Baby LeBron.
But no. And I think even more so in the postseason, he unravels. So by guarding Chris Paul, automatically you're getting a boost leadership-wise. You're getting a boost experience, pedigree. He's not the best defender, but he's not a terrible defender.
He's a smart defender.
Team defense-wise, you're going to be fine, and you're getting a huge boost on offense. And all of a sudden, it's not just at the end of the game. Really, it's not going to be Giannis or Chris Middleton dribbling the ball.
It's not even that. You can't even go to Giannis at the end of the game because he can't shoot. So it's usually Chris Middleton, and Chris Middleton has already proven that he's not trustworthy. I'm sorry.
And not in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he'll light you up for 3 quarters. He'll give you the
but once it gets to the fourth, he's this big. I mean.
Someone also made I don't know if this is true or not, but this is like he's not the guy that you want to give him the ball and let him to go find you a bucket. Like that he's better off with the open shot. Like not open shot, but you drive and kick.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a fair criticism, Chris. Chris Middleton can dribble a little bit and give you the midi in your mouth, but.
And I mean, at the end of the day, man, Budenholzer, if they don't fire him, I don't know if at this point maybe like they have to get like maybe I'm exaggerating, but maybe get this guy like a sports therapist or something. Figure out what the problem is when he gets to the playoffs. What is it in his mind that is blocking him from doing the same shit? I mean, not doing the same shit, but from adjusting. From like I don't understand because he's an amazing regular season coach. We all agree. Every team he goes to, they're amazing during the regular season. But once it comes playoff time, it's like
And the thing is,
he
like,
just doesn't know what to do.
it's difficult because we try to be subjective because we know at the end of the day we're just fans. We're not basketball professionals. We're not media members, so we don't pretend to know more than like coaches and people just in general. Like basketball Twitter, there's a lot of educated minds that know a lot about basketball. But it's like the problem with Budenholzer is something that even the most average fan can see it, and like you can have. I bet my ass on it, and I've bet my ass on many occasions that you can put like someone that sporadically watches the game, maybe even. I don't know, a child. And you sit that child in front of the TV and you just let him watch, like, let's say a fourth quarter. And I feel like that child can recognize, Giannis is the best player on that team.
Why is he
like,
not there?
where's Giannis? Why isn't he in right now?
Yeah.
Like a child can recognize that it's the fucking fourth quarter, that you need to have all your best guns. Like everyone needs to be in the game. And this fucking guy's worried about getting him 5 minutes of rest. Come the fuck on now. Even he was doing that shit yesterday.
Yeah,
people on Twitter were flaming him. They're like, "Oh, here comes Pat Connaughton, sneaking in some minutes for Chris Middleton. Let Chris Middleton play 48 minutes. Who gives a fuck?"
I mean, to be fair, Chris Middleton did play 42, but
he should have played 48. They had no one.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like, I mean, you saw it in the seeding games and early in the first round. There was times where Damian Lillard would not come out the fucking game, where he would play the whole second half, play a whole quarter, get a minute of rest, go right back in. You know why? Because they know that if Damian Lillard's not on the fucking court, they're gonna get smashed.
If you're the Blazers, what do you want? Damian Lillard to be tired or to have I don't know. Who's the backup point guard there? Anthony Simons, who's not even bad. He's not even bad, but that's not who you want.
But no, that's not who you want out there.
That's not who you want. You want your best player on the fucking court. This is the playoffs. There's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no tomorrow. It's right now. And Giannis played 36 minutes a game in this series. And you look at that number and you're like, that's okay. It's not okay. People play more minutes than that in the regular season.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
We were talking about this, I think. I don't know if it was on Friday or just in general. The big three, when it was playoff time, we were playing 40 minutes a game. LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
I think LeBron for his career averages like 41, 42 minutes in the playoffs.
You got to do it.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
You got to do it. There was like, and we, as I said, going back to those times, there was never a single point in time where Spoelstra did not have one of them in.
Yeah.
And the Bucks
one of them was always in.
The Bucks repeatedly would take out Middleton and Giannis at the same time, and put out the Conquistador lineup. And it's like, who the fuck are these guys? You can't do that. You can't do that. If you have to play 40 minutes, you play 40 minutes.
Regardless,
the Bucks got smashed.
Yeah, the Bucks got smashed. They need to figure it out. They have their issues that they need to fix. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's all that fucking matters.
There we are.
And
6 years.
6 years, yeah. 6 years. But we're back. We're back. And we're way ahead of schedule. We should not be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. I was happy with just winning the first round, to be honest. I would have been perfectly fine if the Bucks would have came out and just mopped us 4-1 or something. That's a successful season. You get me?
I was, but there's a little something, a little oomph to something I said on Twitter yesterday, and this is like my first immediate thought. And it could be my hatred for the 76ers, but it could be a variety of things. How the Sixers have been tanking for the better part of this past decade. So the Sixers have been good for what, 3 years now? How many years if you even want to say that they were good this year? But relevant, right? For the past 3 years. From like 2010 to 2017, they were an abomination of a franchise. And they were on
purpose, like not
an
even
abomination,
secret.
A blatant abomination. Like they were bad on purpose for 7 years. To miss on most of their draft picks, get lucky with 2, and even then not so lucky because they don't know how to play together, and they're gonna end up having to break it apart anyways, right? And you still get bounced in the first round. And we spent the past like 10 years, let's say the past 6 years, struggling in like that post-LeBron, post-Big Three like days.
But never tanking.
And this is something that even me and you would not argue, but we had different opinions because you would always be like, fuck this team is super mid, get a better draft pick. And I was always of the basketball karma and the basketball gods will repay.
And you're right. I mean, I
keep playing hard.
I will admit it's important to fucking admit when you're wrong and be self-aware. And I was fucking wrong. I doubted our ability to be able to build a team again. And I was like, you know what? The only way we're
picking
gonna
13 and 14.
we're the only way we're gonna get out of this fucking mediocre hell is just tanking and
Getting a
getting some
stud
draft picks.
and getting a stud in the draft, which it works.
And they
but
proved me wrong.
But it's like that's never been who the Heat have never tanked on purpose. When the Heat have been bad, it's because we're not good enough. The worst Heat season that I remember is the fucking year that Wade got hurt, and we had Chris Quinn running point guard like most of the year, an assistant coach for us now. That team was an abomination.
Yep.
But they weren't trying to be bad the next year. The next year we took Beasley and we were right back in the playoffs. So they always tried. Right after LeBron, they didn't give up. They didn't fucking chalk it up like, oh, fuck it. No, they went ahead and they signed like 3-4 free agents, and they gave it another run. So it's like even when our team has been very obviously under-talented and whatever the fuck, they still play hard. They still find a way to find people. There was the year that we were 10-31, came in all the way back to be 500. You look at that fucking roster filled with randoms.
Bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Filled with randoms.
Let's be honest, it was bad. If it wasn't for Goran and Dion Waiters having that double connection together, the 7-11 connection, that second half of the season, let's be honest, they would have been ass.
And this is one of the seasons that me and you talk about so fondly, where we're like, that's one of my favorite Heat seasons in the past like 10 years. Fuck. It was a super fun run.
Yeah.
13 and we won like 13 games in a row. What was it? 13 in Okaro because Okaro White got signed, and then we didn't lose again.
Yep.
So, like, just that whole thing with the Heat, like, the way that they've always played, I was always like, bro, fuck it. The basketball gods will reward us some way, somehow. And they did. They gave us –
They did.
They gave us Bam. They gave us Hero. They got us the right draft picks, the right people in place. Even Hassan Whiteside. Say what you want.
I mean, man, I feel so stupid for even just doubting Pat. I think – I don't want to say I doubted him. It's just that – it usually the way teams get out of that mediocre hell is you tank, you trade away your pieces, you get some draft picks back, and then you rebuild, right?
We never did.
But the thing is, no one would have expected in an offseason where we had no cap, where we're paying Whiteside $27 million. Somehow we fleeced everyone, got Jimmy Butler, drafted Tyler Hero at 13. Bam becomes a stud. He finally starts this first year. He becomes an all-star and an all-defensive player.
We finally see why Spoelstra got over Whiteside and didn't give a shit that he was pouting on the bench. And for 2 years before we actually got rid of Whiteside, Spoelstra was already refusing to play him the minutes that he wanted.
Yeah.
Because he saw what everyone else kind of didn't see, or what we would see in spurts. It's like Bam is better than him.
Yeah.
And he was right all along.
He was absolutely
It was addition by subtraction. You get him the fuck out the way and you let Bam go to work.
But they managed to get the Jimmy Butler trade done.
And the trade for Iggy and Jay.
And then that's where I was gonna get to next. And then you
take it out.
You get to the middle of the season, and then everyone's like, no, don't trade Justice. It can work. Blah blah blah. We trade Justice and we get rid of all the rest of the cancer from the team. Let's be honest. And we get Iggy and we get Jay.
Dion wasn't contributing at that point. We managed to patch him into that Justice deal.
He was.
No, he had been getting suspended, and he was done. He was done.
He was done.
So you get him. He gets cut, whatever the fuck. But the important part was, as much as we all love Justice and we all love Josh Richardson, everyone still agrees to this day. Our memories with that young Heat team and those players are very fond. But sometimes you have to detach the emotional aspect of it. And that's what Pat Riley did correctly this time. And it's bitten him in the ass before, because that detachment is what had that whole issue with Wade when he left. And we all got upset about that. But that same detachment and that mentality to focus on the task at hand led him to believe, you know what, we're going to have to make a tough choice here. And I think we can do something this year. And if it takes trading Justice, who has been injured all year and apparently unhappy, there was some shit going on behind the scenes. He has, his whatever issues he was going through. It's like we have to get something out of this, and they traded him for Jay Crowder, who's been fucking huge. Guy's the second coming of Ray Allen, with all the defense that he never had, and Iguodala again playing spectacular defense all series long. Even yesterday, he was hitting some big shots when Jimmy Butler refused to score. So,
yep.
fucking chess, moving all the proper chess pieces.
One thing on that.
The man is the best. The man is the best.
Don't doubt Pat. One thing on that. All right, let's get into football season is finally here. And the last time we talked about this, we both were kind of like, about football season. But
I'm excited.
I'm all in.
I'm excited.
I'm all in. I cannot fucking wait to watch. But I hate the fact that I'm all in now. Because if it gets canceled, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to be so mad if something happens where they have to cancel the fucking season.
I think we're on a good pace, and here's why.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
And here's my non-medical, non-scientific approach to why I think this is gonna work.
Let's hear it.
Things have slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
The rumors are swirling that the vaccines are coming. I've read something that says as early as
yeah.
I've heard some early reports. I've heard October. I've heard November. I've heard December. Several different companies working at the same time. All that good shit. So that's down the pipeline, right? Aside from that, baseball started off very shitty, and they've evened out. The baseball season is going along. I wouldn't say swimmingly, but it's going. College football already kicked off. So far, no problems. Well, some games, not all of them, but some games have kicked off. There hasn't been any reported problems yet. I think most of the players throughout camp, like we were seeing the reports coming out of people getting placed on that, like the COVID list. The COVID list is pretty much clear at this point. I think everyone's
not clear, but not that
most
many.
Most of them are clear, right? And football teams are big. Like the roster is huge. And
I think even now more so because I think they're allowing bigger rosters and bigger practice squad.
Right. So even more so that the rosters are so big and they've managed to keep those numbers like of positive tests and people that are out due to COVID relatively low is impressive. I don't know what kind of shit they're doing at the facilities. I don't know what kind of restrictions they have on the players, and like on their personal lives, because there is no NFL bubble.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting is now when the travel starts. How do you stop these young millionaires from not going out in the cities that they're in? I mean, because there's cities where shit is open.
Yeah,
but even then, I mean, let's be honest. Young millionaires, maybe they meet up with a little thing. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. All it takes is literally just one of these guys catching it. And then it spreads to a couple, and then all of a sudden you got 6-7 players sitting out.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the upsetting part because
so it's gonna be real interesting to see what they do when the travel starts now.
Correct, but other than that, me and you started very pessimistic. We were even considering not doing fantasy. We did fantasy. We drafted our teams. We're fucking ready for the season. It kicks off tomorrow. I'm fucking hyped. Sunday, you already know I got the NFL Red Zone on deck.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready. I'm ready. No,
I'm all in. I'm with you.
I'm in.
So let's get into it. Usually every year we do a long episode where we go through the whole division. No, I just want to go quickly, division through division. Who we think's gonna win? Talk about the Super Bowl possibly.
Talk some shit about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers because I have to now.
Well, we're gonna start in the AFC and we're gonna start in his old division, the AFC East, obviously.
Yeah.
You want to start with the hometown team, or you want to go just who you think is going to win first?
I'm not even going to give you specific predictions here. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't think the Dolphins will make the playoffs this year. Is that what you wanted to hear from me?
No, 7 games.
You're saying, okay, yeah, I think we're going to be respectable. We're going to have a good season. Ultimately.
By the way, there was a report where there's some analysts saying we're going to make it. I don't think so. Not yet.
Sure. No, I mean, I'm all for it. If they have a great season, fuck it. I'll pose this question to you. Who has a better record, the Patriots or the Dolphins?
The Patriots. Just because they have the Cam Newton X factor. You're talking about a former MVP.
Because I was unsure which way I was leaning with that. Because I don't think the difference in the record will be too great. Like I don't think the Patriots are gonna win like 10 games.
At the end of the day,
I'm giving the Patriots 8 or 9.
They still have Bill, man. I mean,
they have Bill, but half of their defense decided they weren't gonna play this year.
That I know, and Josh McDaniels a hell of an OC. Let's be honest. No matter what you think of him, he is. And at the end of the day, they always play to. They're gonna have breakout players on both sides of the ball, guaranteed.
Sure.
Because they always play to everyone's strength. Let's be honest. As much as we fucking hate them, they're good at what the fuck they do.
Yeah. But I just wanted to see where you were at with that. So
I think
before Cam, I think they were gonna be shit. Yeah, before Cam, I think they were toast.
I agree.
But apparently Cam, like all the reports are coming out, like, and we're big fans.
Bill loves him.
Yeah. We're big Cam Newton guys on this side, so I'm hoping he does great. I don't think they win the division though. I think the Bills are still better.
The Bills are way too good. The Bills, I mean, the defense itself is disgusting. And then you gotta assume that Josh Allen is gonna
take a leap,
take another leap,
and they got him
be a little bit
Diggs.
smarter. And they got him, yeah, exactly. They got him Stephon Diggs, so he has that true number one receiver now.
Stephon Diggs is a stud, so I think the Bills win the
Realize we haven't even mentioned the fucking Jets because they're ass and fuck Adam Gase.
What, you think I was gonna talk about the Jets? Come the fuck on now.
Oh man, Le'Veon Bell's gonna get traded. The only thing I will say about the Jets is he's gonna get traded at some point this season.
Get that poor guy the fuck out of there, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve this. No one deserves to play for Adam Gase.
So we both agree Bills win the division, right?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Let's go to the AFC West. I mean, this is the obvious one, right? The Chiefs win the division.
So AFC West, we're looking
Broncos,
at
Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers.
Raiders, Chargers. Okay. Broncos took a big blow.
This is a low-key really good division, by the way.
Broncos took a big hit.
Yeah.
Von Miller apparently is going to be out for the year. Something with his ankle, I believe.
I don't think it got released exactly what it was, but apparently
the consensus is out.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Von Miller has been healthy relatively his entire career, and he's top 5 defender in the NFL, if not top 5 player. Period.
Yeah, he's fucking gross. I mean, let's be honest here.
A lot of people are in on Drew Lock. They think this is going to be a breakout year for him.
I'm in on him. I like him.
They've gotten him weapons for sure. What are they? It's Judy and
Judy.
Sutton.
Yep. Still have Philip Lindsay. They have Melvin
Gordon. Defensively, they've been, they're middle of the pack on defense.
Even without Von Miller, they'll still be pretty solid. Yeah. And I mean, their head coach he's a good defensive coach, Vic Fangio. He's solid.
Yeah. So they're not going to be terrible.
No.
The Raiders, I don't even know.
I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders. I do. But I just don't think they're there yet. And at the end of the day, they still have Derek Carr, man. And I don't know if he could get back to like that one season where he was almost MVP. We just haven't. I just don't see it. And especially now they lost their number one receiver. Shit, what's his name?
Williams.
I'm blanking now. Yes, Williams.
Something Williams.
I forgot. Whatever. He's out.
Tyrell Williams.
Come
on, baby. Give me a second. Yes. I got it. Give me a moment. I got it.
I don't know why I was blanking on that. Tyrell Williams. Yes. So now the rookie Ruggs is the number one receiver there.
Yeah.
Rookie receivers usually don't pop off like that. Let's be honest. So it's going to be tough.
I'm not in on. I mean, I think this. You say it's a good division. I agree. I think there's a lot of good teams, but I don't think anyone can legitimately challenge it.
No. I don't mean like that. But it's a solid division. Those other 3 teams are gonna compete for that second fucking spot.
What do you think is that? That's just who's second in that division.
I mean, the lazy answer is the Chargers, right?
But that is the lazy answer because it's just you're replacing Phillip Rivers.
But then again,
with Tyrod Taylor.
They just got fucked again, like they do every year. Derwin is out for 8 weeks, right? Or longer, I think.
I think about half the season.
Yeah, half the season. That's tough, man. That kid, he's gross. He's one of the best safeties in football.
I'll give you one thing. One thing that the Chargers have going for them, they have hands down the greatest uniforms in NFL history.
Yes.
So I think on any given day they have an added 5+ speed boost. But I don't, and I like Tyrod Taylor.
But
I'll go Broncos. That's a sexy pick.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Broncos. Yeah.
I'll give you the sexy pick. I think the Broncos end up second in that division.
And Chiefs are gonna cruise through the season. I think.
Gives a fuck about
something I didn't touch on. My thinking this year is teams that have that continuity from last year are gonna be the best.
Well, teams that brought back most of their people,
the same shit, the same people, the same coaching staff. Because remember, no preseason this year.
Yep.
They've barely had any practices. There was barely any training camp. So trust me, teams that were the continuity I think is going to be key this year.
Okay. That's my sexy pick for 2.
All right. So AFC North, this is obviously the toughest division in fucking.
It's still the Ravens.
It's always but it's always the toughest division in fucking football. Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens win that, right?
Ravens in the division, but for sure one of the wild cards is coming out of here.
Steelers. That defense last year, I mean, that defense alone, without no quarterback, almost carried them to the playoffs. You get Big Ben back, even if you're not getting back Big Ben, you gotta assume they make it, right?
Yes.
Can we have 3 teams come out of one division?
That is the intelligent answer, but I also think the Browns are going to be better. And I
think
know,
so too.
I know I thought this about the Browns last year, and we were all wrong. But I think the main problem with the Browns was the coaching, and I think they got that resolved.
I think they got it resolved, but the thing is, exactly what I just said, man. The continuity. They barely had any training camp. So I think if they could get through like the beginning part of the season and then like really get into a groove and figure out the offense, figure out their defense, then I think the Browns will be solid.
Man, I know it's just
in the beginning.
I know it's just on paper, but fucking roster wise, like paper wise, that offense.
They have.
They got two top 10 running backs, Odell and Jarvis. Baker Mayfield who had a terrible season last year, but we saw him play good the year before.
Right.
I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last year, and I do think that they're going to be good. Actually, I wouldn't. Here's the thing.
Do you think we have 3 teams out of one division?
I would be neither shocked nor impressed if the Browns go 10-6, and I would neither be shocked nor impressed if they go 6-10. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
it could go either way. And yes, I think it could be 3 teams because I do think the Steelers, off the defense alone, all they need is competent quarterback play. Someone to throw a fucking 10-yard slant, and they'll be okay. Yep. Fucking Duck Hodges.
That's what I'm saying. And the defense is stacked. Hodges. That defense is stacked.
But the Ravens are going to run through everyone.
Oh, 100%. AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. This one's kind of interesting. Jaguars, don't even fucking mention them. They're going to be the worst team in football. They'll be picking number 1. That's it.
What's this guy's name? Trevor Lawrence, baby. Here he comes.
Yeah, probably.
Is that his year?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. Good for them.
This one's weird, man, because I like the easy answer to me was the Titans, right?
That would be the easy answer, yes.
I mean, they probably win the division.
I would think so.
They brought everyone back. They just signed Clowney.
Yeah. I would say Titans, yeah. Sure.
Texans is strange to me because who the fuck is Deshaun Watson throwing the ball to besides Will Fuller? He can't even play a full season.
I believe it's a stable of mid-tier receivers. Oh, so it's Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb.
Oh, I forgot Brandon Cooks, right.
So it's Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, and there's one more guy in that mix. Kenny Stills.
Oh, Kenny Stills. I forgot about him, yeah.
So all in all, they have decent receivers.
About it. Yeah.
But the problem is that one fucking guy is gone.
Yeah, the guy. I mean, you lose Hopkins, I mean.
But the Texans are always good somehow. And if David Johnson even becomes 75% of who he used to be, they're going to be
That's the thing, right? I mean, we don't know what David Johnson we're getting.
That's the sleeper pick. The Texans could very much win that division. And I think all it takes is the Titans to regress just a little bit and for David Johnson to be competent. Just competent.
And then we have the Colts with new quarterback, Phillip Rivers.
No.
I think Phillip Rivers is kind of washed. But at the end of the day, he does have the best offensive line in football, in my opinion.
Doesn't do it for me.
So he's going to have all day to throw. So if they can set up the offense where he just doesn't fuck up and throw picks, maybe he can dunk, shit like that.
He's a gunslinger, baby.
Throw the ball.
He doesn't think a dunk. He chucks it.
It's going to be a long season for them then.
And what did he have in the Chargers? He had guys that can go up and get it. The fucking Colts don't have that. T.Y. Hilton isn't jumping over anyone.
They got Paris Campbell. Right? Paris Campbell got the fucking wheels on him. What?
I don't want wheels.
Fast as fuck.
I need big boys. I need people to go up and get it. To take it out of the hands of the cornerback.
They don't really have a big boy, I guess.
No big boys. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, gone.
True. Might be a tough one. I don't give a
shit about the Colts.
Might be a tough one. All right, moving on to the NFC. Start in the NFC East. The Cowboys win the division.
Yeah, give me the boys.
Right? The Eagles are already pretty hurt, every year. I'm pretty sure
I've lost all faith in the Eagles.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. The Giants will be a little bit better this year, but it's not their time yet. And then the Washington football team. The Washington football team, they're just gonna be. They'll be well coached. Obviously, Ron Rivera. They have Jack Del Rio. They'll be well coached, but it's not their time yet either. Nowhere near.
They'll be a little bit better though, I think.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit better. And then who knows? I mean, last year we saw the shit show that happened in this NFC East. None of them wanted to make the playoffs. Apparently, they were just no, you have it. No, you have it. No, I don't feel like making it. You make it.
The Cowboys are by far the best team in the division.
The Cowboys,
by far.
It would not surprise me. The Cowboys have so much talent. It would not surprise me if the Cowboys won like 13, 14 games this year. It would not surprise me. Guy, they are stacked.
I get it, but they're still the Cowboys.
No, I know that's the problem, that they're the Cowboys.
I get it, though.
And we also still don't know. McCarthy said he's not touching the offense, and he's gonna let
I completely forgot that Jason Garrett, the clapper, got fired.
Yeah. McCarthy said he's not touching the offense. And who was their OC? Former player, I forgot now.
Give me a second. I know this. Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, yeah. He said that he's gonna let Kellen Moore do his thing that he did last year. The offense was actually pretty good. They're decent. So if he actually doesn't touch the offense, and like I said, continuity, the offense should be even better this year.
Oh, no, for sure, because Dak is a legitimate throwing threat now. I don't think anyone can argue against that. Did he get paid yet?
Did he get paid? I don't remember if he got paid.
I think he's still going at it. Whatever, that's not the point. The point is they got receivers.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, what's this guy's name? Gallup is a stud. Running back-wise, they still have Zeke, and they have the stable behind Zeke. They still have not the offensive line they used to be, but it's still a hell of an offensive line.
Yeah.
Defensively, their secondary might be a little sus, but the defensive line is impressive.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be fine. They'll be able to hold people enough where their offense can win them the game.
I agree.
Okay.
And NFC West. Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. Biggest question mark is obviously the Rams in this one. Which Rams are we getting? Are we getting the Rams from 2 years ago, or are we getting the Rams from last year?
I think we're getting last year's Rams.
You think so? I think they come back, man.
I don't know. I want to believe it. I want to, but you know what my problem is? And I'm very superficial. I just fucking hate the uniforms. I'm just going to come out and say it. The uniforms are ass.
And that new logo is ass, too.
The uniforms are ass. How do you expect me to root for a team with a shitty uniform? I looked the other way in the last couple of years when they had mismatching uniforms. They were wearing the new tops with the old bottoms and the different logo. And that should piss me off.
Yeah. You're all about the looks of things.
I'm all about the aesthetics. So I was already upset, but I looked the other way because they were killing it. And then they give me this horse shit.
It was rough.
It was rough. And the fucking uniform is like super oh, come on.
Man, it's just not good.
No. 49ers run away with that one.
Yeah, 49ers win the division. Seahawks, they're always good. They'll be good.
They'll be good.
The Cardinals will be better this year, but still not their time yet either. They still need a little bit more on defense, I think.
No.
And that's about it. I do think the Rams are better. I don't know if I think they will barely miss the cut for the playoffs. That's my prediction.
Sure. I mean, I don't think they're bad. I just don't think they're good enough.
Yeah.
Seahawks re-signed Josh Gordon if he can ever regain his former self.
He hasn't been reinstated yet, though. That's the thing.
Well, but that possibility is there. And Josh Gordon and DK Metcalf with Tyler Lockett, that's scary.
The problem is that is this the year where Pete Carroll finally lets
Russell Wilson sling that shit?
Yeah, because they just run the ball.
Ineffectively.
You have a top 5 quarterback in the league. Let him sling it. Let him sling that shit.
He has to realize that he no longer has Marshawn Lynch. And as good as Chris Carson and some of the other backs are, there are times where they run like 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row, and Chris Carson doesn't get shit because it's just not his game, or the defense is playing them well. At that point, you got to pull it back and throw that shit.
And to his fault, it's kind of resulted in Chris Carson getting hurt, to be honest. He was banged up last year.
You can say he overextends him, sure.
Yeah.
Just let fucking Wilson throw it a little bit. Let him sling that shit.
All right, NFC North. We got the Bears, we got the Lions, we got the Packers, we got the Vikings. This was kind of interesting. This is
the most difficult to pick, I would say.
It is, because what the Packers, obviously, I mean, we all know the memes. I mean, they fucked Rodgers again. They didn't get him a receiver. Trading up for Jordan Love when they could have traded up to get a receiver, probably.
Drafted another running back when they already have 2 good
They
ones.
drafted another running back, yeah. The Vikings
they don't have a tight end. Not that he throws it to them anyways.
He doesn't throw to the tight end to begin with. The Vikings kind of brought back the same team pretty much, if I'm not mistaken. They just no more Stephon Diggs, stealing the number 1 option now.
No more Stephon Diggs. Xavier Rhodes is gone. Everson Griffin is gone.
I think most of their like shit was on the defensive side of the ball.
But at the end of the day, the new Vikings identity really is throwing the fucking ball into the ground with Dalvin Cook. So I think the loss of Diggs is offset by the fact that they weren't really throwing the ball that much at certain points last year. So Diggs is kind of like, when you have two good receivers like that, you need to be throwing it constantly. If not, they kind of get like lost in the shuffle. And they replaced him with a good up and coming rookie with Justin Jefferson. So if they need to throw it, I think they still can. I don't think Justin Jefferson is Stephon Diggs, but he'll be good enough. And Thielen is a fucking monster of a man. So
yeah, Thielen. I mean, we know what Thielen's gonna do. I expect much of the same.
But I don't know. I think they took a step back on defense. I think Everson Griffin, is a big blow. Daniel Hunter actually got hurt. He's gonna miss, I think, the first month of the season, which is their other stud defensive end. So they're kind of fucked on that front. I don't know.
This division is tough, man. The Bears, again, it all comes down to the quarterback play. We don't know what Trubisky we're getting.
Is it the quarterback play though? Because the defense isn't even all that good anymore.
I think the defense, it's kind of like those old Jacksonville teams. The defense kind of started to struggle because of the quarterback.
Because the offense is so bad. Okay.
Yeah. Because of the quarterback. That's just my opinion. But I don't know. I don't like Trubisky. I don't like Foles. I don't think they do much. I think they'll be solid, but I don't see them winning.
Is that where you're going with this?
This is the thing.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Guy.
Don't do that.
Eventually, Stafford has to break through, right? I mean, this guy's so fucking good, man. He's so good. And apparently now,
last year they flashed.
Yeah, and apparently now the rumors are that the team is buying into Matt Patricia, buying into what he believes in, doing all the shit he asks. I don't know, man. I don't know. Will it surprise you if the Lions won this division?
The short answer is no, because I have no faith in the Bears. I'll just go out and say that.
Yeah, that's.
I've lost. My safe pick would have been the Vikings, but I'm a little turned off by the Vikings, and I'm also turned off by the Packers, which I think are still going to win the division. Yeah. I think the Packers still pull that out. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Lions win the division, because on all fronts you could say that they're. I don't know though. I don't know. You're not gonna convince me. No,
I'm gonna go.
No, you're not gonna do it.
I say okay. I'll go bold. I say the Lions win the division.
No. You're not getting me with that one. I'll give you the Lions offense, but here's the thing: the Lions running back situation is still weird.
They got like 5.
It's still weird. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe that works in their favor, because now if one of them gets hurt, they still have more, and they don't have to resort to throwing it 60 times a game. Defensively, I don't know what the fuck is going on back there. Because they get rid of Darius Slay. They draft his replacement.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so you get rid of an all-pro corner.
Solid, yeah.
And you get a top 5 pick, a corner, the kid from Ohio State. Something with an O. Forgive me, I forget. But other than that, defensively, they don't really – they don't do it for me. And I think on that side of the ball, the Packers have just enough on defense. Because I think they had some good runs on defense last year, and they have some solid players back there.
They couldn't fucking run stop for shit last year.
Well, yes. Which is why I was saying the safe pick is still the Vikings.
Probably. But no, I'm going Lions.
But
I'm going to be bold. I'm going Lions.
I'm going to go Packers. And I'm going to go Packers. Because I also drafted Aaron Jones in fantasy once again. So
Okay. I respect it. All right, now's your time to shine. I know you got heat coming on this one. NFC South, baby. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers.
Falcons.
Don't even want to touch on the Panthers. They'll be the bottom in this. Let's be
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they'll be at the bottom. The defense is ass. I think their O-line is pretty ass too. They're just gonna be at the bottom. So Falcons, Saints, Buccaneers. Falcons should come back and be good this year, right?
You know me.
You thought it was last year. Last year, you predicted 12-4 for them.
I am a Falcons dick rider, sometimes even to a fault. And that is because of my unprecedented love for Julio Jones. And I'm going to root for the Falcons every year until I'm fucking right. So I'm doing it again this year. Give me some Falcons.
Falcons win the division?
Falcons take the division. Give me some Falcons.
I'm going to stick with the Saints on this one. I think the Saints will, again, continuity. They brought everyone back. Same old shit. Saints will win the division. I mean, the Falcons did the same, but I just have more faith in the Saints.
No, I get it.
And Drew Brees,
And I don't think the Saints miss the playoffs. Like I'm saying, the Falcons win the division.
No.
But I still think the Saints are right there. Like, it's a flip-flop between them both. I'm picking Falcons just because fuck it, why not? And I think this, if we're being completely honest, that last playoff spot in the NFC, I think it's going to come down to the second place in the NFC West, which is going to be like the Seahawks, I think, and the third place team here for the second wild card. Because I do think the Buccaneers will be good enough to win like 10 games.
So let's get into them. I mean,
Good enough.
To me, this is the exception to the continuity rule, because it's Tom Brady. I as old as he is, I don't like fucking dogging the guy, because I feel like he just proves everyone wrong when they.
Oh, I do it every year, and then I have to put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah. So are you doing it again this year?
In what sense? I just said that he's going to be third place in the division. Is that not enough for you?
Okay.
Everyone's all aboard the Buccaneers hype wagon.
I'm not aboard no.
They're gonna win the division. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. They're not doing any of that. When I saw
that they signed Fournette, and people were like, "Oh, Tom Brady and the Bucks building a super team."
Hello,
do you guys? It's like a super team.
Do you watch
football? Then Fournette just got cut. He's ass.
Fournette sucks.
He's ass. What super team are you talking about?
That's the follow up to this. You guys realize Fournette got cut from arguably the worst team in football. You know what that means? That means he's ass. It means he's not worth. He's not worth the contract. He's not worth the pain or the whatever the fuck they have to deal with to keep him. He went on waivers, and no one thought it was a good idea to throw a flyer at him. No one. Mm-hmm. Do I think he's an upgrade from Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber? Sure. Slightly.
Jones had his moments last year.
Maybe Fournette just needed to get the fuck out of there. Maybe. But Fournette is not the second coming of Ladainius Tomlinson.
I'm not gonna say there's not a chance that Fournette has a bounce back year and he has a good season.
He can get you 1,000 yards if that's what you want. Sure.
Yeah.
But he's not a fucking dominant force. He's gonna get you 1,000 yards on like 3.2, 3.3 yards per carry.
Grind it out.
If that's what you want.
Grind it out. Yep.
Whatever, dog.
I mean, whatever. But look, it's already starting, man. It's already starting. Mike Evans has a hamstring issue. He missed the end of last year. He went on IR with a hamstring issue. So it's already starting, man. And then the whole, they have Gronk. We don't know what Gronk is going to look like. This man took a year off of football. He's skinnier now. Maybe he's not the same force. We don't know what he's going to look like.
And let's not forget, Gronkowski is one of the most injury-prone players of like the past 10 years.
So he might not
the past 4 years like in and out of IR.
He might not even get the crazy amount of playing time, you know? And then on top of that, they still have fucking Cameron Brate and Jordan. Wait, what's his name? OJ Howard. OJ Howard. Sorry,
it is OJ.
Yeah, OJ.
Over under 50 catches for Gronkowski this year.
50's low to put the over under. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard for him to catch 50.
I'm going under.
Nah, you know what? There's way too many mouths to feed.
There's
way too many mouths to feed. Yeah, I'd go under also.
Under. This isn't the Patriots when they didn't have any receivers and all you could do is throw it to Gronkowski. The people on the outside are better than he is. OJ Howard, arguably, at this point in his career, might be better than he is. You don't know what you're getting from Gronkowski.
We don't know, yeah.
If anything, you're going to use him like in special packages. So if you told me over under 50 catches, I would go under. Now, if you ask me over under 5 touchdowns, I'll say over.
I think that's the thing. They're going to use him in the red zone.
Yeah, and that's fine. So I say over on that sense. I could see him getting, 45 catches, 500, 600 yards, and like 7 touchdowns. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't know how much more you want from Gronkowski.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
that's good.
I don't know, man. I'm just not all aboard the super team stuff. At the end of the day, yeah, it's Tom Brady. And I like Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is a hell of a coach. Everywhere he's gone, his QB has been good. He did it with Carson Palmer. I mean, Carson Palmer was 36. He wasn't fucking 42 like Tom Brady. But, yeah, he was still kind of old. I think that Cardinals team was 12-4, 13-3, something like that.
They were good,
yeah. I mean, everywhere he's gone, his teams have been good. They'll be good. But, man, at the end of the day, the NFC's stacked, bro. And especially that division. He has to play Drew Brees twice a year. He has to play Matt Ryan twice a year. And then whatever you think about the Panthers, I mean, Christian McCaffrey, I guess. You have to play Christian McCaffrey. The defense will be good, though. That defense was good last year. You can't run on them for shit.
Can run, but you can pass.
You could pass, yeah.
And if you need to do something in that division, it's stuff to
They can
pass.
sling it, yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, you need
I
stuff to
think
pass.
they'll be good. But I'm not. I don't think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl type shit.
No, I don't have them in the Super Bowl.
They might be the last playoff team. I wouldn't put that against them. I think it'll come down. It'll be them and like you said, it'll be between them and like the Rams for that last spot. Because
Yeah.
I think for sure the Seahawks get in.
Yeah, for sure. The Seahawks are always good, man. They'll make it in.
So the NFC wise, I'll give you just 3 or 4 teams off the top of my head that are gonna fight it out for that last spot, and it all depends really on who gets that 10th win. It'll be like Bucks, it'll be Rams, and then I'll give you either one of the other NFC North teams. So whoever doesn't win the division there is going to be in that same conversation. So we're talking Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears. You can throw them all in there together. That's going to be the fight for that last spot.
I like that. Yeah, I can see that. 100%.
And ultimately, I think the Buccaneers are going to get it. I think they'll go like 10-6.
Yeah. I mean,
with some of these teams finishing 9-7, 8-8.
Yeah, so. You just can't fucking doubt this guy. I mean,
also you never know.
He's the gopher. I mean, yeah. What if he just comes out and he's flat and he just doesn't have it anymore? Who knows?
Or what if the season goes to shit? People start getting sick. There's so many variables.
Yeah, it's hard to predict.
But at the end of the day, not even counting on COVID, it's football. People get hurt and they get hurt a lot. One injury here and there, and the whole season is flipped upside down.
I mean, the season hasn't even started, and I just said Mike Evans is already having his hamstring issue. I mean, it's tough, man.
Exactly. So you never know.
Yeah. Super Bowl prediction?
I'm gonna run it back. Give me some more Chiefs. Give me Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs also.
What do I want to say on the other side? Oh man, this is not a sexy pick. It's not a sexy pick at all. But I think I'm gonna have to do it. Am I gonna say rematch? Give me a rematch.
Rematch?
I think this is the year. This is the year for the rematch. Give me 49ers again, and I'll flip it. I think this year the 49ers win.
Oof, no. I think we do get the Chiefs, but I think this is the year the Saints finally get over their bullshit and they make it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
My pick wasn't sexy at all, but I think if anything's going to happen this year...
on the other side, I think we get Chiefs-Ravens in the AFC Championship, and that's going to be a hell of a game.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that's a consensus over there.
Don't be surprised if that Titans team makes a fucking run, though.
Again.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat the Ravens last year.
No, so. I know.
And that's just me, like, just trying to, like you said, continuity and just with the season, like all the shit that's swirling around.
I think it's going to be a lot of the same teams, man.
It's going to be, a lot of teams from last year, and I think the 49ers were this fucking close to winning last year. I think they're still very good. I think they did, like, the little moves they did do are good. Mm-hmm. They drafted some good people. They traded away Matt Breida, but who gives a shit? They still have a million running backs. They don't give a fuck. So
any running back in that system does good. Let's be honest.
Yeah. They're gonna make another run for it. I think they're gonna be good. NFC Championship game last year. I think me and you both said that it would have been. I think we were looking at 49ers, Saints. I think the Saints got bounced in the first round. Did they lose to the Vikings again? They did, right?
They did, right?
I believe they did.
They did. Yeah.
I don't recall.
I think
whatever. Point is, we believed in the Saints and they let us down once again.
I think this is the year, though.
The Saints are good.
They are.
I didn't pick them to win the division, though, but that's mostly because I'm a fool.
Your Falcons, Julio love is blinding you.
Whatever. It's just like me and the Dolphins. But yeah, no. 49ers, Chiefs.
Let's end it off for one more prediction. Who wins MVP this year?
Put me on the spot here, huh? Who wins MVP this year? Tom Brady.
Fuck you.
Not even I believe that. No.
Fuck you.
No. Seriously, no. MVP. You know what? I don't think Lamar gets it back to back.
I don't think so either.
I think he'll be in the running all year long.
For sure.
But I think this is going to be Mahomes again.
I think so too.
And I think because arguably if he doesn't get hurt last year and if it isn't Lamar's first breakout year and the Ravens are so good, if he stays healthy a full season and does what he's capable of doing, I don't think anyone has a shot of taking away the MVP from him for years.
I mean,
I think he gets it again.
He's the best quarterback in football. I mean,
yeah. I think it'll be Mahomes.
Yeah, I think so too. And if it's not Mahomes, I think it'll be Drew Brees. I think they're gonna sling it this year. To be
An
honest,
ancient Drew Brees winning MVP.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be something.
yeah. I think it would be Drew Brees if it's not Mahomes.
I mean, that coincides with your pick of the Saints reaching the Super Bowl. So yeah, I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. All right. I think this was. I don't know how long this was, but I think this was a long one.
It might have been. We start babbling when we talk about football.
Yeah. We be
and other
talking.
sports.
We be talking. So the usual, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, hit up the youtube.com/Mojo and the Jet. We got some video now. Check it out. Subscribe. We got the Gummy Bear Challenge video up there if you want to laugh at our pain.
You can do that. A lot of pain there.
Yeah. And that's it. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let us know what you think about the episode. Give us some feedback. And that's it. We're out.
Yes, sir.